So Deshaun Watson rumors news has popped up the other day. Kind of want to talk about some of these rumors real quick for the people that really haven't been following it very closely as I have. And obviously some news did resurface a little bit. So let's get down to it. Now the Miami Dolphins, it seems that Miami Dolphins and the Houston Texans have been talking about a potential trade, and it's been pretty serious. And Bleacher Report even reported that the trade can go down this week. Okay, but first it said no trade is imminent, and then it said it can go down this week. So I don't know what the case is. A bunch of Houston beat writers have said that it's very realistic that the Miami Dolphins are in talks with the Texans. So obviously the Texans could be using a lot of leverage from the Eagles and the Carolina Panthers that have had still interest till this day on Deshaun Watson to get more picks out of Miami. But guys, remember that Miami Dolphins, they do not have a first-round pick next year. The Eagles had the first-round pick for the Miami Dolphins when we traded back from 6 to 12. Okay, now this is going to get interesting now because if for some reason Deshaun Watson gets traded, he gets on the Miami Dolphins and they start winning games, which I don't think it's going to happen instantly, but once, Deshaun Watson gets used to being with Miami, we'll see what happens. It's going to affect the Eagles' first-round pick because really when all of us are looking at it at a fan standpoint, we're saying Miami's only going to win 4 to 5 games, might not even just be that. And they're that bad right now with Tua being the quarterback, always being injured and just not being that guy that Miami thought he would be. Okay, now you kind of look at it and you say, wow, okay, I don't think Miami could actually win games this year. But with Deshaun Watson, if he gets to that team, it could affect the Eagles' draft capital a lot, okay? And on top of everything else, they start winning, we're not going to have a top 10 pick. This was supposed to be the pick that will bring us top 10 of the draft next year, okay? So in other news besides that, when we talk about that trade that should be going down between the Texans and Miami, it hasn't been going well. There's news that the trade is far from being done, and then there's news that it could happen this week. I don't know which one is true right now because Miami, how much are they really going to give up for Deshaun Watson? I have no idea. Now, I know that whatever the trade clause is for the Texans as of right now for Deshaun Watson, apparently he didn't want to come to Philly. I don't know. There hasn't been anything that was exact that he said that, and people just, fans just kind of threw that out there that he said that, but he really didn't. I mean, that's just rumors that he could pick where he wants to go. So obviously Denver has had interest, but really it's been the Miami Dolphins have been very, has been talked about a lot with Miami. And then you had the Philadelphia Eagles and the Carolina Panthers, obviously. Carolina with Sam Darnold, probably not going to work out. They probably need a quarterback after this year, most likely, instead of going in the draft to get one. Now, if the Eagles give a phone call, obviously, the Houston Texans are going to listen because they're going to have a good amount of draft picks next year. The Eagles just got another 5th-round pick for the Zach Ertz trade. Potentially could have 3 first-rounders, 2 firsts, or 2 seconds. It just depends on what happens and how everything unfolds by the end of the year. Okay. When it comes down to the Philadelphia Eagles, I think the Eagles have had interest in Deshaun Watson since last year, the end of last year. Not because that they were going to make a move, but they were monitoring. I'll say at least this, that the Eagles have been monitoring this situation as close as possible since last year. And look, it's not a lie. I think they've had interest. I think they've just been monitoring the situation. Has there been real negotiations with the Eagles? Probably not. As well as the Carolina Panthers. I think Miami Dolphins is the only team they've been in real negotiations with, and really it hasn't been going anywhere because of draft compensation, what the Texans want for Deshaun Watson. So this has been really interesting. I think it's very interesting to see what happens and where this goes. I don't know where it's going to go. Okay, now Jalen Hurts, this is the biggest decision of the year for the Philadelphia Eagles, okay? And there's a lot more to it than Jalen Hurts playing bad, okay? Between the Jalen Hurts, between the wide receivers, between Nick Sirianni and Shane Steichen, what they're doing and how they're scheming every single week. And really, at the end of the day, Howie Roseman is the big cancer to this whole entire franchise. This franchise will not go further unless Howie Roseman is gone, and that's just the truth, guys, down to it. I support this team every single year when it comes down to it. The one thing I could say about Howie that's good, 2 things is the cap space, and obviously the trades are very good. The Eagles barely get fleeced in trades. Usually we make pretty good trades. The negotiations are always good with Howie Roseman at this point, okay? That's what I could say. But until I hear that there's real negotiations with Deshaun Watson from the Philadelphia Eagles, I don't know. This could be something next year. I mean, really, after, really what I said beginning of this, before the season started, I said the Deshaun Watson rumors really, like, if I think the Eagles will have legit interest is after the season. I think once they make some moves, if they fire some coaches, whatever happens, if our GM is even here at the end of the year, we'll see what happens if Jalen Hurts can be that guy, or Jalen Hurts is going to be here for another year, most likely. Like I said before early in this video, I think the Eagles have had serious, I think they've monitored the situation a lot. I think they've made a phone call just to see what's going on with Deshaun Watson, what's going on with him legally, and what's going on there. No news has come out really about that yet. You know what I mean? So we don't know what's true, what's not true. You need to find out the background. This trade is not easy to make. Okay, this is not an easy trade to do, because you got to find out, like, what's going on. The Eagles have to make a lot of phone calls to Houston and be like, we need to know the background of what's going on with him, because, the Eagles make this trade. He gets, if something happens, he gets in trouble, or, you never know what can happen. I mean, I'm not saying he's guilty or he's, innocent, nothing like that. All I'm saying is Eagles have to do their due diligence and make the phone calls they have to make, because if there's something going on with a player, on the outside world that, it could interfere with the Eagles trading for him later down the road, you kind of got to find out about the information right there. So when it comes to the Miami Dolphins, if they acquire him this week, guys, if he signs with the Dolphins this week, it's going to affect that first-round pick from Miami. It's going to affect it a lot. They can start, I'm not saying they're going to win a lot of games, but it could take them out of the top 10, and that's a no-no for us. We need that to be a top 10 pick this year. I don't think he's going to have instant success as soon as he gets there, but, after a couple weeks, he could be winning some games here and there, more than we thought that Miami was going to win with Tua, which we didn't think they were going to win that many games. That loss to the Jags pretty much was a win for the Eagles, because that was a game they were at least supposed to win. But the Carolina Panthers have been interested. The Eagles have been monitoring the situation, like I said before, and we'll just see how this whole thing unveils at the end of the day. So I'm excited about it. You know what I mean? I like to see where this goes, and it's not necessarily will he be on the Eagles. I just want to see where he goes and what a team is actually giving up. We've heard the rumors that the team that backed out, that didn't want to be mentioned, rumored that it was like 2 first-rounders and a second-round pick or something like that. It was ridiculous. Okay, obviously when Deshaun Watson's going through the stuff that he's going through right now, the Eagles kind of jumped in and said, hey, let's try to get him, let's try to see what we can get for him and see if we're able to get him at a low price. Now, if this trade, just say it doesn't happen this week, it happens like next year, next offseason in 2022, then he's going to be more expensive at that point. So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens with this, where this goes. So, I'm still evaluating Jalen Hurts. I'm still evaluating this coaching staff and this GM, because really Jalen Hurts is the last on my mind. It's between really the GM and the coaching, and that's what it is at the end of the day for the Eagles. And like I said, I think this is real, that the Eagles have been monitoring the situation, but we'll see what happens. If he gets traded to Miami this week, I'll be shocked and want to see the compensation that happens. But there's news saying they're far from a trade, and then there's news saying that he could be traded this week. And being traded this week is coming from the Houston beat writers. So we'll see what happens. Maybe the Eagles do jump in there and try to do something. I don't know. Maybe trade some players, get some contracts off their back from some players if they think they have no chance this year. I mean, really, realistically, if the Eagles can't win the next 2-3 games, if they lose the next 2 to 3 games, I think it's tank mode. I don't like saying that, and I don't like thinking that, but we have to be realistic with ourselves of where this team is at. It is a rebuilding team, and we have a GM right now that is just not doing the right moves to put our team in the right position futuristically. And yeah, the trades look good, but at the same time, it's got to be more than that. It's got to be more than that. We're missing out on too many players every single year. You're hiring puppets for your coaching staff, and we need a new era we need a new GM and a new head coach for 2022. I mean, at this point. So I don't want to brag on too much, but that is the news for Deshaun Watson, what's going on, where the Eagles are in all of this. And that's pretty much it, guys. So I will see you guys later. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys think. Take it easy on me. Take this with a grain of salt. Don't go crazy, but look at some of the stuff online as well. It's interesting to read some of it. So other than that, I will see you guys later. Shakes, what up, follows. Peace out, guys. Peace.